Hi, everyone. I hope you had a really nice Thanksgiving, and that's whatever Thanksgiving may constitute for you. If it's you and your spouse and your fur kids, if it's you surrounded by lots of extended family members, or if it's you and a parent, I just want to wish you a really great Thanksgiving and that you had a wonderful time with your family. I also was going to start or continue the series, but I wanted to first wish you a happy National Caregiving Month. It's really hard to be caregivers, and I wanted to thank you for everything you're doing. I'm sure you don't hear that enough. I don't think any of us do. So I will be that person to say that to you. And I wanted to also thank you so much for supporting me and my social enterprise, Befriended Heart. My name is Laura, and my dad has dementia. And so I have started Befriended Heart for daughters helping their parents navigate dementia. And so in this video, as well as all the videos that I provide for you, I am trying to give you some really great tips to make your job easier. So, in continuing our series, I wanted to say thank you so much for subscribing. I noticed we had a couple more subscribers. And if you are interested in subscribing, please click the subscribe button below. And feel free to comment on this video as well. So I wanted to talk about self-care and mindful running or walking outside. So before you start on this, I highly recommend that you are well hydrated, so you drink lots of water, and you also eat a granola bar or something to fuel you before you go exercise outside. Because the last thing you want to do when trying to be mindful outside is be like, oh, I'm so hungry, or oh, I'm so thirsty. I wish I had some more water, because that really defeats the purpose of, being in the moment and taking in all of your senses. So the next thing that I do, and this is just based on your situation, so I love to take my dog Scotty out. It is great exercise for him, of course, great exercise for me, but also it's really good bonding time for both of us. So if you do have a dog, I highly recommend bringing them out with you. If you don't have a pet, you can still benefit from mindful running or walking. And I do say or walking because I personally hate running. And I remember in sixth grade, I don't know if you had this in your phys ed class, but we had to run a mile around lots of different orange cones outside. And I remember that my time was one of the lowest of the class. So I think my mile run was 12 minutes and 30 seconds. And I don't know that it's gotten any better since then. But one thing that I discovered as an adult is that I don't have to run the whole time. And they're actually finding in studies now that if you want to increase your cognitive reserve, meaning that you are trying to delay dementia, interval training is actually the best way to do that. And so interval training is actually going between walking and then running as fast as you can and then walking again. And you don't need a specific length of interval. The important thing is that you are varying when you start running and when you stop running and start walking. So it's really, for me, I kind of just listen to my body. And if I can't, run a long way, and when I say run, I mean sprint as fast as I can, and it's maybe 15 feet. It's really not even that far. But I just wait until I get tired and then I start walking. And the other great thing too about running as fast as you can is it actually gets your heart beating, which is really great cardio. And interval training is actually best for any age. Even if you're, not worried about getting dementia, it just really keeps your heart health healthy. So it also, so the heart beating, and then actually also has your endorphins run into your head as well. And so you end up feeling so much better about anything you were stressing about. and you're just in a general good mood. I think also being outside with the sunlight and getting that vitamin D is always really good for us, whether it's a summer day or if it's a winter day, you're still getting that sunlight, which is great. And as I mentioned, the endorphins, and you're also getting in more oxygen, which improves your heart health, but also just improves your mood. So that part is very important, but then getting into the mindful aspect of it, really what it's doing is what I've mentioned in my other videos, which is be in the moment. And so don't think about what you need to do when you get home from running or walking. Don't think about how Thanksgiving went and if it was stressful or not. You're really trying to soak in the moment and exactly what you're doing at the time. So, you are walking or running, and so you just use your five senses. So for me, I see my dog react to a squirrel. I look at, what animals can I find in the vast green of the area near my house. And even if you don't have a, beautiful green neighborhood, you can still take in all the sights of wherever you live. I mean, there's a reason why you moved where you moved, right? There has to be something that you appreciate about it. So, whether you're in the city or you're in a suburb like I am, you can just do some people watching. You can, listen to the cars going by. You can try to listen to the sounds of nature. I feel like it's so hard to hear those things now. That would be really great. I think taking in the air. I know right now it's really cold outside, and so you're feeling all that cold air come in, and focusing on that is really a way to be mindful. Smelling what's going on. I know for me, fall has a really particular smell. It's, that crispness in the air. Sometimes, there's burning leaves. I mean, anything that you can smell is really great too. And then finally, for the touch sense, I feel my, sneakers hitting the really hard sidewalk and just feeling the concreteness and the stability of the earth makes me feel really good too. I'm also hearing the pitter pat of Scotty's paws, on the sidewalk. It's all like a really wonderful experience. And I really have to say that it's so important to not wear headphones when you are running. And I understand what you're saying, but Laura, the music is so great and it helps me be mindful and, I can focus on the music. And yeah, but honestly, don't you want to appreciate the nature outside? I feel like we spend so much of our days and nights now being on the computer and reading emails and texting people and watching videos like this one, that we really don't have a lot of time to appreciate our earth. And especially with, things going on recently with natural disasters. I mean, we don't know how much longer we're going to have this beautiful earth. So why not appreciate it, right? So I think that's a really great way to be mindful, is not having your headphones in, because then you can pay much more attention to your five senses. The other thing, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but I will repeat it, is the safety aspect. And so I'm sure you have been trying to drive somewhere, you've been in a rush, and you have noticed that there is a random pedestrian standing in the middle of the street looking at their phone or with their headphones on, and they have no idea what's going on, right? So it gets very frustrating. You're like, how do you not know what's going on? But you know how it is when you have headphones on or you're waiting for that text from a friend. I mean, the world around you does not exist. And honestly, that is a really unsafe situation to be in. And, we all want to be around to live our wonderful lives and take care of our parents and be good caregivers. So you also need to look out for yourself in that way. And finally, I wanted to share that the other aspect of safety is the lack of awareness. So for crime. So I went to a self-defense class at a police station, and the policewoman was actually saying that criminals prey on women who have headphones in and they're running because they know that those women are not as aware of their surroundings as, you know, other women would be that didn't have headphones on. So again, super important to not only appreciate the experience by not having your headphones in, but also being safe as well. So if you love this tip, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel or leave a comment below. And I am looking forward to seeing you in 2